Hi, my name is Karthik from Design School by Wpalgoridm, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about a plugin called Search and Filter Pro. Well, what exactly is Search and Filter Pro? Well, you cannot customize WordPress search or the way the search works unless you write some PHP code. Well, that's where Search and Filter Pro plugin steps in. You can tell your search function how to work without writing code by using drag and drop interface. That's pretty much it. Best of all, it works with Elementor Pro and even ACF as well. So once you install this plugin, you get a dashboard entry for Search and Filter Pro. So just click on that and you are greeted with this welcome screen. Well, you don't have to bother about it. You can see that there's something called Search and Filter and it shows forms, right? So basically, you can create as many search forms as you want, and you can tell each of the search forms what they should search and filter for. It's as simple as that. I've already created one, but anyway, I'll just delete it and I'll start creating a new search form. I'll just click on that. I'll just give it a name. Let's build a search form that will search our posts the way we want it. So I'll call it post search form, right? So this is the title, and the second box is where all your settings go in, and the third will get to this fields in a bit. Finally, this is the UI that you can work with. So first thing, under general, you tell the search and filter pro plugin what this form should search for. So once you create this form, you'll get a shortcode which you can copy and paste it, and it works in different ways. I'll show you that in a bit. So since we're building or customizing the way in which we search for our posts, I'll just create a new page, or you can put it in your sidebar or even in your header. Since this is a shortcode, it can go anywhere in WordPress. So I'll just check this box. So I just want to search in post type called posts, right? So whenever I type a query, the query should search or look out for things in the post type called posts. Or if you want, you can do pages as well, or you can do all of them as well. It lists out all the custom post types on my website. I'm just bothered about post for now. I'll just check this so that whatever query we type in the search box, it will go and look in the post type. You can choose how many results you want per post. You can also auto submit the form. So in case the search query itself is changed, in case you delete it or maybe a new query is typed, the form is automatically submitted and the results are being shown. And you can choose field relations. So once you choose the different kinds of fields, you can choose an and or being if one of them is satisfied, it will search for it, and being all of them should be true, and then only it will list out that particular query. You can also enable auto count, right? You can also choose which type of archives it should look for. If you don't check this, it will look out in posts. You can also look out in tag category taxonomy archives, or if you can simply search this in author archives, whatever you like. I'll just leave this unchecked, or you can simply choose post type archives. Now we need a search field, right? So this is a search field. Let's add a heading for it, search your posts, and the placeholder text is search. That's great. Now we have search field. You can see there's a tag field. So even before searching, you can basically filter your search query by the tags, right? So all our posts usually have tags. If you want to filter them, you can filter them right before you search by using tags. I'll choose category. I'll just click on this box. I'll delete the tags box or the tags field. I'll just click and drag the category field into the search form UI. This is basically a drag and drop interface. So even before I hit submit, so I'll just remove this auto submit for now. I'll show you how it works, but I'll just uncheck this. So we have a search field, which is a text box. Then we have a category drop down. And then finally, we want a submit button, right? So once you choose your search query and once you choose the category that should be searched in the post, you'll just hit submit and the submit button will submit it and it will show you the search results. Well, that's great. So once you're done with your general tab where you pick different kinds of options and build your form visually by clicking and dragging whatever fields that you want. You can also have a reset button just in case you want to reset all the options that you've picked. We'll anyway include that as well. We'll see how it all works in visual interface in a bit, but first let's build the form. Now under display results, like I told you, this thing usually there's a separate set of fields that tells you how you should include your template and all that stuff. Well, good news, if you have Elementor Pro, you don't have to bother about anything. Now there are two options. So once you finish searching, you can choose how the display results are shown. So you can choose archive or you can choose post type archive. Usually, if you don't have Elementor Pro, the archive or post type archive design or template is designed from or derived from your current theme, which I don't really want. So I'll go to Elementor Pro's theme builder. You can see under archive, I don't have any archive, and under search results, I don't have any search results archive template as well. So I'll go to archive. I'll create a new archive just for this search field, or let's actually go to search results itself and let's create an archive. So this is the template that should be used when user searches, right? That's what search results template is all about. So I'll just click on search results. I'll call it SFP, which stands for Search and Filter Pro. I'll call it SFP template. Then I'll just click on create template. So we're basically creating a template for our Search and Filter Pro form. So I'll just click insert. So this is how the design would look like. I'll just click on the gear icon. I'll choose Elementor Canvas as the page layout so that only the search results are shown. I'll hit publish. Now I'll add a condition. I'll do something interesting here. I'll choose search results here. I'll click on save and close. Technically, this should be the design applied whenever we're adding this search form, right? I'll show you that in a bit. So we're done customizing all the things here. So under posts, you can choose what kinds of posts should be shown. We just are looking for published because since this is front end, we want the users to see only the published posts. We don't want users to basically see any other posts. And there are different kinds of status here. If you're doing it with products, you can see refunded products or you can see canceled products and stuff like that. And you can include specific categories, tags, and other attributes over here. You can also match particular post meta, right? Anyway, I'll just click publish. So this particular search form is created. Now we need to put this anywhere the user can see. So I'll create a page using Elementor, of course, and I'll call it SFP form or SFP post form. I'll just give it a name and I'll just click on edit with Elementor. So this is the page where we'll put our search form, right? So this is just an entry in the backend. Now we need to get it onto the front, right? I'll just click on the settings cog, page layout. I'll choose Elementor Canvas for now, just to focus on how it's happening. I'll use the shortcode widget and I'll copy the shortcode, which is for the search form, and paste it into the shortcode widget. So basically on this page, we'll see our whole search form, right? Or the post search form. Also, I'll add a little bit of background to my column so that it's better viewable. You can also customize basically most of the aspects, and you can see that since this is a form, it gets some of the styles from Elementor theme styles, but you can definitely customize this whole search form itself using CSS, which I'll show maybe in another video. But for now, I'll just hit publish. Now remember, the shortcode can be copied into your sidebar You can put this in your WordPress header. Wherever you can enter text, you can put the shortcode, and the search form is available to user over there. But I'm just creating a new page where I'll get to see how this works, right? So I need to visit this page on the front end. So that's how our users are going to visit the page. So I'll click on pages, and this is the page that we created. So if I click on view, basically this is the front end view of this particular search field. Now I need to get more context on it. So I'll open up all posts in the backend to see what are all the posts that I have. I have a post called nice one. So if I search for nice, I'll click on submit. You can see the design it's not getting the design from the search template, right? We defined a search template in Elementor Pro, but it's not getting the design. I'll tell you that in a bit, right? So how do you work with this? Well, the easiest way to do that is go to Elementor Theme Builder Templates. Go to Search Results Template. Click on Edit with Elementor. Instead of choosing to apply this on search results, you can choose to apply this for all archives. Then the same template will work, right? So just pick all archives or post archives, and this will work for a search form, and you'll get the design specified in here. So for image, let's say I'll have 100 pixels border radius, and for content, maybe I'll have a title color of red, and for excerpt, I'll have a title color of whatever, and basically you can customize the way it works. I'll hit update. Now I'll go back. I'll reload this. Now let's search for nice. I'll click on submit. And you can see it's getting the design from our Elementor archive template. We didn't write any code, but we just specified the condition to be included as all archives. So it looks for archive design in our theme, but since it's being overridden by Elementor Pro, it's getting the design defined in Elementor Pro. This will also work if we change the display condition to post archive. I'll click here, or I'll show that in a bit. So if you change this condition to include for all archives, well, you get the same design for your search results, which are being shown by using this little plugin. So that's great. Now I'll do one thing more. I'll type my query, which is nice. I've removed auto submit, so it's not actually searching for nice, right? I don't want auto submit. I don't want any accidental searches. So I just removed auto submit. So I just typed in nice in here. And if you refer to my posts, nice one is a post under beginner's guide. So technically, if I change the category to something else and search for it, I won't see the post, right? So it's a blank template. I don't see any post. Well, that's because even before searching, it's filtering the results. Since it's in beginner's guide and there's no such post in my other categories, it won't search it. Now, if I change this to beginner's guide, I'll hit submit. It'll search for nice only under beginner's guide category. Since it found some, it'll list out all of them in this one, right? So that's how search and filter works. So even before searching, you get to filter what you want. And then once you hit submit, boom, you get the search queries. You can also do this without actually typing in a search query, right? I just picked beginner's guide here. I choose submit. So I get all the posts in the beginner's guide category, just like that. So that's another way to use search and filter. So you can filter them by categories. You can do the same thing with tags as well. So under this search form UI, let's see if we have any tags. Since I don't have any tags, it won't make much of a difference. Let's actually see other stuff that we can filter. You can also use post date to filter it out, right? You can also include post date in it if you want to filter it out by post date, the day when the post was published or written. Also, if I pick this category and click on reset button, you see all of the options are being reset. And even after resetting it, the form is sent, which is kind of weird, but I think it shouldn't have been sent. I just picked beginner's guide here, hit reset. So it basically searches for all of the posts in my website, which is kind of weird. It shouldn't happen that way. But anyway, that's how it works. Now I can also search for other data in my posts. So if I view this post, I can also search by using the content of the post. I'll just paste this content and I'll search for it. Paste the search term here. I'll hit submit and there you have it. So it lists out all the posts with that content, right? With lorem ipsum, right? So that's really neat. Now you can also choose post type archive. Well, if you want this to work, make sure you set this template, which is search and filter pro, the archive template, or basically your search template. We just need to adjust the conditions. So it's this one here, the theme builder template that we created for search results. I'll just click this, just change it to posts archive. I'll save and close. And even now, even when you reload this page, even when you search for it, the same design will be applied. So you're getting your design from Elementor. Let's add a little bit of border radius. Let's search again in all categories. I'll hit submit and you get the results which are defined in the post type archive. So it doesn't really matter in your search form if you pick as an archive or post type archive. If you have an archive template defined in Elementor Pro and set the condition to either archives or post archives. Since we are searching posts, you should set it to post archive. If you're searching for any custom post type, you just set the condition in Elementor Pro to that particular custom post type and it works the same way. Then there's a method called using a shortcode. Well, this is kind of tricky. So we just created a page, right? And the page is this, which is SFP post form. Well, you can simply edit this and you can include or show the results and also the search form itself on the same page. That's what shortcode method is all about. So once you choose shortcode method, you also get a shortcode for your results. You have to copy the shortcode. We already copied the shortcode for the search form itself. Now you need to copy the shortcode for results. We finished archive, post type archive. Now you're dealing with shortcode method. So I copied the shortcode of the results as well. I'll use another shortcode widget. You can use basically text widget as well. It doesn't matter. And I'll paste the result shortcode in here. Update. But we're not done yet. I'll just click here. I'll click on view page. So once you paste the shortcode for the form and also for the results, you need to paste the URL of the page as well, right? So it's asking me to paste the URL of the page. I'll hit update and now it seems to be successful. Now I can reload this page and by default it shows all the posts, but if I filter it by searching for it, you'll see only the posts with that particular text. That's how the shortcode method works. So basically your search form and also your results will live on the same page. You can put this search form in the sidebar as well. So you get sort of a filter kind of option But that's how the shortcode method works. So again, I'll quickly revise what we've done. So once you pick using a shortcode, you paste the shortcode of the search form and also the results on the same page. And you also paste the URL of the page in here and click on update. And it will also use Ajax, so you don't have to worry about it. So if you reset this, basically all of the posts will be shown. Let's pick beginner's guide in here, hit submit, and it will show only the posts from beginner's guide category, right? So that's how this whole thing works. Now, in addition to working with Elementor Pro archive template and post type template, you also have options to make it work with WooCommerce, easy digital downloads page. So you set that particular once you have that plugin installed, you can choose this downloads page and all of those downloads will be shown on this page, right? Once you search for the download, it will look out for all the downloads that the user can download and it will just list them out. You can also pick custom option. Now for custom, they have their own plugin that will create the layout. So once you search or enter queries and do all sorts of filters such as post categories and stuff and click on submit, it will show the custom layout defined in the plugin. And then there's an extension for Elementor Pro. So once you have this extension installed, this is really cool. I'll probably make another video about this. So once you pick Elementor Post Portfolio method as display results method, I'll update this. You can use the search and filter query using Elementor. Now under display results method, you can also choose Elementor Post Portfolio products. We'll discuss this in a separate video. It's really handy. But now I'm back to my post type archive method, which we've discussed earlier. Again, I have a WordPress page that has the shortcode. So I'm going to update it using that. Now I just want to do something cool over here. So in the template, I just want to know what the user looked for, right? The user should at least know that, right? So the user should understand what he searched for. So we can have basically a heading and we can say you searched for. Well, that's great. Well, how do you get the query itself? Well, in Elementor, there's something called request parameters. We've discussed form request parameters using dynamic content plugin, but it's also possible with Elementor Pro, right? I'll tell you how it works. Now, see carefully when we search or when we search for something, watch the URL form. I'll hit submit and you can see that there's something called a token, right? Now, under this token, there is a field and a value, right? This is called request parameter. So every time you search, the search query is available in the URL. We'll use the same URL since it's landing on the template defined in Elementor Pro. We'll use request parameter to get this whole thing, right? I know it's kind of confusing. I just dragged in heading widget in our results archive page and I'm going to use dynamic tag. And when you scroll down, you see something called request parameter. You just choose that using get method. And in the URL, you're going to copy everything after the question mark and before the equal to sign. So it's the value, it's the field, and this is the value or the name value pair. So this is the name of the request parameter and this is the value. So we're going to copy everything after question mark and before equal sign. So this is the name of the parameter sent and this is the value of the parameter sent. I'll copy this and in my archive template, I'm going to paste the parameter name, right? So whatever the query is, it will dynamically get the value using the query. You'll see how that works in a bit. Now before, I'll just have a text called you searched for, right? Update again. Now I'm back on this form. I'll reload this page. So I chose post type archive under display results. So it's getting the results from this template. So I'm using the request parameter template to dynamically get the search query. We'll see if it works. So I'll type nice, I'll hit submit, and just like that, my search query, which is available in my request parameter, is also being dynamically shown. Now I'll search for something else. I'll just click on submit, and it shows that I search for test. It's also shown in the URL. So this is how the request parameter works in Elementor. Anywhere this request parameter is generated, you can get its value using the dynamic parameter option. Again, this is all found in Elementor Pro. Don't ask me if it's available in the free version. All of this Elementor Pro archive template, all of this tight integration is possible thanks to Elementor Pro. So that's really neat. So this is how you customize your WordPress search. So let's say you want to build a search form for your maybe custom post type. You choose that custom post type. You can see I have a custom post type called entries, and you can choose the different fields that you want to filter it for even before searching it. You can choose the display results method, and you can choose which kind of post you want. You can also choose the custom categories or the custom taxonomies created for that particular post type, right? Also the post meta, anything you can choose that, and you can use all of them in the search using the different method that I've shown, right? So I'll pick posts back, and this is a brief overview of your search and filter pro plugin. There are a couple of more videos that I plan on doing this plugin, but I think you get it. So you don't have to do anything once you pick post type archive or as an archive. We just need to have an Elementor Pro template that has the design required. You can also use the request parameter to do it. If you choose custom, they have their own plugin. So once you choose custom and once you search using the search form, the layout defined in that custom by using that custom plugin will be shown. So in case you're looking to have that custom layout, in case you don't have Elementor Pro, maybe you can try this out. But if you have Elementor Pro, building an archive template and just using it here is really awesome. You don't need to bother about any of this, any of the template options, any of it. All of this just works. Just make sure that you select these two, or I've also shown the shortcut method. Similarly, if you want to search your products, you can search in your WooCommerce shop. Easy digital download. If you have that plugin, you can search the downloads page. I'll show this Elementor post portfolio products in another video, but that's it for now. That's a quick overview and the way in which Search and Filter Pro plugin works, and that's how you can customize and supercharge your WordPress search by using this really powerful plugin. You can create as many search forms as you want and use them on different pages. Maybe you can use one on sidebar, one on, maybe for your store you can create a separate search form. Maybe for your posts you can create a separate search form, or maybe for your custom post types you can create a separate search form and put it anywhere you want across your website. Since you have the shortcode, there's also a WordPress widget available for it. So even in your Elementor interface, you can click here, you can click on the widgets button and search for search and filter, and you can see the widget available. You can also drag this and also include the form in here. You can choose the form just like that, right? So the form is also being shown here. It's totally up to you how you can use this. That's it for now. There are more videos on search and filter plugin. They also have tight integration with dynamic content plugin, which I'll make a separate video on. Again, that's it for now. I'll catch you in another video. See you.